And week one, we talked about being emptied, being filled, all of the things. In week two, we talked about being oil carriers. And in that week, we had our wonderful guest, Mrs. Tiffany Epps, founder of the Leah Project, who was also a part of that bonus series and the vessel. And she's also a part of Young Ladies in Media as well. And she, just came as she always does, the vessel that she is, ready to pour. And so she did just that. She came and she shared with us the Leah Project. She told us, how she's helping young teens feel better. And so I'm so excited for what she's doing with that project. And I'm excited about her partnering with me to do Young Ladies in Media. So we are two vessels coming together to pour from our heart, and a lot of the community, ladies in the community, have joined us, and they are also pouring from their levels of expertise. And it is truly a blessing to just see all of it come together and all of it unfold. Again, that's the Young Ladies in Media. We have closed registration for it. It will be June 27th through July 25th. We will break with the True Memorial Library Branch. We're going to break with them as they break. But today we're talking about pour, don't perform. And this is a weighty topic because we all live in this time frame where everything's also sped up, like everything is going at fast pace. But God didn't call us to perform, He called us to pour. And I am just excited about this pour, you guys. The pour that's happening through Eve Speaks podcast, the pour happening through myself, Carolyn Deshawn, and Social Goats Media, just all around the Young Ladies in Media program. I'm excited about the pour all over and all that have come aboard to pour with us. And we've journeyed through emptying ourselves, again, carrying the oil, determining what we're carrying, what needs to be set aside. So in that journey, what that looked like for me was prioritizing life, determining what's important for Eve Speaks right now. What direction am I heading in? What am I carrying? What am I needing to set aside, revisit later maybe? And there may be some of us that are carrying so much, and we may need to evaluate it to determine if we need to set things aside and see where we are with things and revisit some things later. And that was me. I needed to just stop, take a moment, reevaluate some things, see what I was pouring and what I needed to revisit later. I just wanted to take a brief pause here and say special thanks to our sponsors, Social Goats Media, Tara J Photography, The Smoking Oyster. As you can see, we're back. day two. But Unique Finds, Imperial Realty Group, we appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. It's something that when we can pour out our gratitude and appreciation. Yesterday, we spoke off air about taking time to celebrate the little things and just appreciate the little things. So again, today, this week ends the week of the Vessel series, and we will be transitioning into what's next. As we end this week, we are ending with pour, do not perform, don't perform. And as this has come about, the pour has come about, I've wanted to just pose a question to the listeners, pose a question to everybody going along this journey with us, to ask yourself, are you pouring from purpose or are you performing for people? Let me say that again. Are you pouring for purpose or are you performing for people? Where you are in life, what you're doing in life, your cause, your reason, your why. Is it from a place of this is my pour, this is me giving out, or is this from a place of I want them to see me, I need to be known? Where are you? What are you pouring from? it's the question is to help us to reflect, engage who we are and where we are. I wanted this question to challenge us because it's a difference in pouring from, what God has placed on the inside of us, pouring from the oil that we are carrying, like that we talked about last week. There's a major difference from pouring from the oil that God has placed on the inside of us than performing for people. When we're performing for people, we're wanting to see and get approval from them as well. Do they like what I'm doing? But when you're pouring for purpose, that's a pour from what God has placed on the inside of you. And regardless if anyone likes it, if anyone sees it or notice it, you're satisfied and you're content with what you're doing because you're allowing the oil that you carry, the pour that you have, to come from within you. And so I want you to journey through that moment, through that question. Think about, this year's beginning and where you are now. Is this a purpose move or a people pleasing move? Because we ended that in the series, The Unside. We ended the people pleasing. We separated that thing. We know that there's a difference. What God has us doing and what people want us to do. And we put an end to the people pleasing because performance seeks approval. But pouring is driven by alignment. Again, this is where and Tara can attest to this. This is where where you're supposed to be doing, and you align with what you're supposed to be doing, and you carry it out regardless of how people feel about it, regardless of where other people are in their mind about what God has told you to do, because you're not performing. You're pouring from that purpose that's on the inside of you. Your performance acts, how do I look? What are they going to say? Pouring acts, is God pleased? Did I honor God with what I do, with what I did? So these are the different ways that you can know or determine if you are pouring, if you are performing. Have a personal reflection with yourself. I've had to do this. I've had to sit with myself and ask God to show me. Ask God to show me. Ask God to show me, like, is this where you would have me be? Am I doing what you desire of me? Am I giving what you desire of me? I desire to be in the will of God, and I desire to be pouring and not performing. So in that essence of me being in alignment and me doing what God desires for me to do, I'm no longer looking for the approval, the validation that comes with performing. I am seeking God's presence, seeking his face, seeking his approval, seeking to honor him. So that's where we are. We are at a place of no longer performing. We are at a place of desiring to please God, allowing him to have his way, and determining if what we are doing is honoring God. If what you're doing honors God, then those that are displeased, that are not satisfied, that are not applauding, that are not in approval, they're going to have to be okay. They're going to have to accept that you are at a place where you truly want to be in alignment, where you want to be a vessel, where you want to pour. I'm truly at a place where I want to be in alignment with God, where I want to pour out from what God has me to do in this life, Eve Speaks podcast. And that's why I believe I can really say that's why I go hard as I do, as I do for Eve Speaks podcast. That's why I put as much as I put into the work that I do, the quality of work, the quality of my studying. This is not something you just wake up and do and say, hey, the outcome is going to be whatever the outcome is. No, this is something that I study for. This is something that I take time and I spend time with God with, because our words matter. And, you guys hear me say it all the time, every voice empowers. We all have something to say, and what you're saying, it matters. We can use our words to either build or to tear down. And my goal is to build people. One thing God has been showing me is how easy it is to become busy doing good things while slowly drifting away from the presence of God. And I want to call our attention back to the presence of God today so that we don't get so busy doing things that we are not focused on what He desires us to do or how He would have us do things. I want us to be in alignment so that the things that we are doing are not just good things, but they are God things. And not only are they making an impact, but they're making an influence in the people that's around us, that we can positively see change. We can positively see the impact and the influence that we have through our words, through our art, through whatever it is that God's gifted you to do. I want you to be able to see the positive impact that God has blessed you with in this season. So your intentionality matters. Be intentional about your alignment. Be intentional about your pour. Be intentional about your purpose. Take it seriously. Take it to God in prayer. Take it to God in prayer and trust that what He's giving you, He desires for you to bless others with. That's one of my prayers. God bless me so that I can continually be a blessing to others around me. You don't intentionally pull away from God doing good things. It's a gradual shift that you may not even see sometimes, that you may not even recognize sometimes, that you are just, busy. And sometimes in the busyness of life, we lose the vision, we lose the sight of purpose, we lose where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing. So in our moving, in our building, in our planning, in our creating, and even in our serving, I want us not to forget the source, which is God Himself. I want us not to forget what that building, that blueprint to that building, who gave you that? That ability to be so creative, that eye to see things and to shift atmospheres when you're walking around. Who gave you that? So you don't forget who poured into you and gave you something to pour. And while you're busy pouring, don't get caught up in performing. Because performance, once again, shifts you from the alignment of God into people pleasing. We good? Awesome. I'm just checking in. I have the wonderful Tara J with me and has been with me and will be with me all week. And I just want to pour into her even on today how much I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. I thank God for you. This has been awesome just having you here with me as I continue to create, continue to serve, continue to build. This has been something so beautiful for me, and I honestly appreciate you. I am one for not holding back with words. As you guys can tell, that's we have e-speaks. I'm one for not holding back for words because I never want to leave anything unsaid and have people guessing on how they feel, what they're doing, or anything like that. I like to say it out, and so you can know my expression of gratitude versus, is she pleased with the work? I am so pleased with the work we're doing together. So you're going to hear it from me. I'm going to say it. You're going to know where we stand. You're going to know where we are as far as it feels like a good vibe, but I'm just not sure. Well, listen, let me reassure you, it's more than a good vibe. It's more than good times. I believe that we are the extension of God in the earth doing a great work. And we did not come up with this creativity on our own. We did not come up with the ability to serve on our own. This is a God thing, and He is doing a great work within us. And I just know that we're going to expand from here. We see so much when we get together, and it's so amazing how the ideas collide. Not only do the ideas collide, but I don't know, it's just something that God's doing that's so magnificent and so extraordinary. We cannot box this in or limit this. And that's something about purpose and pouring. When God has placed purpose on the inside of you and he's giving you the ability to pour, you can't limit what he's doing. You have to allow God to have his way with what he's giving you, because it's going to be bigger than you can imagine. It's going to be greater than you have the money to do. I mean, like, I can't afford to do all the things that God wants to do within my own resources. However, he will send visionaries, creators, people that desire to serve, that will pour into the vision that you have, and you will be able to do everything that he desires for you to do. And that's when you know that you're walking in purpose, because it will align just the way God has it to align. But when you are performing and you are people pleasing and you are seeking, you become exhausted. It wears you out trying to wonder and figure out, did I do it right? Were they pleased? Is it okay? No, God takes the guesswork out. Like one of our sponsors I told you guys on yesterday, Executive Chef Chris Hayes over at the Smoking Oyster takes the guesswork out of your lunch plans, dinner plans, and soon to be Sunday dinner. Well, God takes the guesswork out of, and I'm not saying you're not going to have those moments where you don't question, like, Lord, am I doing what you desire me to do? That's what keeps us humble. That's what keeps us in communication with him. But the guessing, I don't guess anymore if Eve Speaks is right for me. Do I get nervous coming on air? Yes, I do. Are there times where I feel like this is a challenging message because it challenges me to grow? Yes, there are. However, even in those times when I feel that way, God is my reassurance that this is a pour, not a performance, because only he could give me the words that I have to share. Only he could give me the ideas and the creativity to come up with series that I come up with. It's a God move. So trust the God move. Trust the process of what God is doing in your life. And know that when God assigned you to it, he knew everything that would be coming up. He knew how you were going to have to serve, and through sacrifice. He knew that how you would have to overcome obstacles, yet accept opportunities. God already strategically planned every way around every adversity that you would be expecting. So don't hesitate to move in what God's called you to. Don't and I know it's like easier said than done. I'm even sitting as I sit here and I'm thinking about it. It was like, I know I've had moments of hesitancy. I know I've had moments that I was just like, you know, concerned about the next move, concerned about stepping out. But I promise you, like, God reassured me, like he came in and allowed me to just know that he had me covered. And the way that he has me covered, it blesses my soul, because he does what no man can do. He's done for Eve Speaks podcast what no man can do. Some of the people that I've met along this journey, only God could have done it. Some of the connections and some of the scholarship opportunities and giveaway women conferences and retreats that I've hosted, only God could have put those things together. Only God could have put the right people in the right places and created the opportunities for me to serve, for me to be used as a vessel. This series has been near and dear to me because I know what it is to be in a servant's position, yet you're living the sacrifice. To be in a serving position, yet you are experiencing some struggles, But do you still serve? Do you still go? Do you still commit? The answer is yes. Because when you give God that yes, you don't want to turn back from it. I don't want to turn back from it. I want to continually commit my works to God. I want the plans to succeed. Why? Because I want someone's life transformed. I want to see someone win. I want to see someone empowered, encouraged, and evolving with us. And so that's exactly what my goal is in life. My purpose is the goal. So I'm encouraging us to Ask ourselves, are we performing from purpose, or are we pouring from purpose, excuse me, or are we performing for people? Challenge yourself to sit with that. Challenge yourself to think about that and question yourself. There's nothing wrong with questioning yourself, reevaluating where you are, determining, are you aligned with God, or have you gotten so busy that you are caught up in the busyness of what you're doing that you're no longer in alignment, that you pulled away? And if so, there's no shame in it. This is not a shaming. No, this is a reflection so that we can get back on track, because we have something greater on the inside of us and we need to see it come to pass. And the way that we see it come to pass is remaining in the presence of God, aligning with God's will, and then allowing Him to take us from glory to glory, faith to faith. He is going to take you higher. He's going to make that business plan work. He's going to allow that creativity to expand. He's going to get you noticed. You will get signed. There will be contracts. There will be doors open. All of that will happen for you, but it's not going to happen from a place of performance. It's going to happen from a place of pouring, because you were created to pour. You are a vessel in which God has placed His oil in. Think about the parable of the talents, where one was given the I think it was the 5, the 2, and the one buried his talents. Sometimes our talents are buried not because we don't have the creativity, not because we don't have the abilities. No, you have all of that within you, but sometimes your talents buried because of your busyness, doing any and everything else. Sometimes it's buried out of fear. Maybe it may be buried out of misalignment. You just not being in the will of God, being where He wants, when He wants you. The power of alignment is so important. I'll share that with you because this is how Young Ladies in Media came to be. Being aligned, spiritually aligned, praying, asking God. I was sitting at home. I had written out the plans for Young Ladies in Media. I sent it to my media coach, Trelicia Allen of Lions Productions. I sent it to her. I showed her my ideas. Meanwhile, Sister Tiffany Epps of the Leah Project was also praying about a project that she was doing. We came together and met at the Shreve Memorial Library of the Hamilton branch. And she shared with me how she was praying for like-minded individuals that were God-fearing, that wanted to help the youth. Had I not been in alignment, had she not been in alignment, I would still be searching for someone, or I'd be doing the program alone. However, when we came together, she was like, I love that name. Let's stick with it. And we incorporated her ideas and my ideas together, and we solicited help. And before we could even solicit help, people were already messaging me, how can I be a part? How can I come on board? Because we are pouring from a place of purpose. God sent help. He had Sade Tony Plater of the Sisterhood podcast to call and say, what can I do? Actually, I saw her at the studio. Whatever you all need, let me know. I'll do it. I mean, it was just an outpour of women that wanted to come on board, that wanted to help, that are aligning with our mission of encouraging, empowering, and evolving with our listeners, as well as the Leah Project's mission of helping teens build better. So our missions are two totally different, but they collide and are similar. And God is doing a mighty work with what He's giving us. See, God can take what He placed on the inside of you, and He can use it, and He can work it, and He can move it and advance it, versus your performance, because that's a you thing. That's something that you chose. So let me ask, what are we pouring into your family, into your friends, into social media? What are we pouring? What are you even pouring into yourself? Because that's essential to know, what am I putting into me? Because what you're pouring into you is what you're going to give out. Are you pouring love into yourself? Are you pouring kind words? Are you building yourself up? Are you treating yourself kind? Do you have grace for yourself? I want us to reflect and just shift some, not forgetting the source of who gave us everything that we have on the inside of us. And because he gave it to us, he's willing to carry us. He's willing to build us. He's willing to take us higher, further, deeper. He's going to expand us. Listen, there's so much more to what we have. None of us know how much time we have left on this earth. But what I can tell you, with what you have left, God wants to do more. With the time that you have, with the abilities that you have, God wants to do more. So it's up to you not to be in the same spot next week, next year, tomorrow. It's up to me to expand, to grow. I often say how God said, "Let there be light," and the sun still shines over thousands of years ago. He said it one time. So think about that. If he said that one time and it still is today, what about the thoughts that he thinks towards you? What about the plans that he has for you, the hope and the future that he has for you? All it took for him was one time to place it on the inside of you. And daily, when you get up in the morning, your sun can still shine from within. And for you night workers like me that work overnight like myself, your moon can still come out and brighten up and illuminate everything around you. But all it took God was one time. Now for you, can you give him your yes this time? And over and over and over again. There have been spaces that I have been in during the our women's empowerment conference, and having to ask people to be a part, having to ask people to donate. That all was new and uncomfortable to me. But my sister Munya Coleman Robinson, am I saying that wrong? I feel like it's backwards. But anyway, Munya told me the law of first mention, sister, just do it the first time. And after you get it done that first time, you're going to have a blueprint, something to go. And I shared previously, sometimes we're looking for the blueprint for what God's calling to do. And he's telling us, you are the blueprint. You are the way. You are the trailblazer. You are the door that opens, the key that unlocks the door, but you are the one that crosses over the threshold first. I met an artist when I was in Atlanta, Zell Thompson Jr. He's a follower and a listener of Eve Speaks podcast, and he wrote this book called First Through the Door. And in that book, he talks about his journey in the United States Air Force and how he was literally one of the first through the door. And in doing so, he set the trail for so many to come behind him. So sometimes that you're looking for in other people, you are that. You already have it within you. The person that you're looking to for the blueprint of, how you're going to start your business, what you are to do, and how to get it done. You are that. And that's the reason why you're not getting the help that you're needing. That's the reason why you're not getting the response that you're wanting to get, because you are who you're looking for. So as we go from performing back into pouring from purpose, and as we align with what God has called us to do, we will see that our lives are much easier, because again, performance brings about exhaustion. Trying to people please is exhausting. And it's tiring, and it's weighing you out, and you're stressing out about wondering. But again, when you are pouring from what God has placed on the inside of you, that takes the question out of whether or not I'm doing it right. You may not be doing it right according to some people. I may not be doing podcasting right according to some people, but guess what? They didn't give me the vision. They didn't give me the opportunity. They didn't give me the creativity. So according to them, I may be a no-go, but as long as I'm pleasing God, as long as I stand and stay in his will and he's satisfied, I cannot question what he's called me to do. I have to give him my yes and move in and on my yes. So for that person today that's sitting with themselves and sitting with their ideas and sitting with their plans, today I urge you to move. Move in the rhythm of God and do what God has called you to do, because again, you don't want to be where you are this time next week when God has given you the permission to go ahead and move on what he's giving you. Over the next several weeks, we're going to meet people I call oil carriers. And these people pour from purpose. These people have taken their gifts, their expertise, their passion, and used them to impact others. This Saturday, we have a bonus episode that will end the Vessel series with Nikisha Tyson. She is an etiquette consultant of the Swan School of Protocol, and she will be a part of the young ladies in media, sharing with them about social media etiquette, to post or not to post. This is going to be an interactive segment in our young ladies in media where they will be challenged to determine if what we have presented them is worthy of posting. Because a lot of times we see our youth online and we see things that are displeasing to us, but where's the correction, or where's the help? Where's the education on how the internet, as Sister Tiffany Epps said, the internet has a long memory. So you may be on there for a short amount of time, but the memory of the internet is going to keep that post, keep that saying, whatever it is, that picture, and keep it until eternity. And although you may delete it, you never know who screenshot. You never know who reposted it or shared it already. So we want to be mindful of condemning our young people versus having that conversation and educating them. Hey, I see that you posted this, and this is a better way to present this or represent yourself, because you have to remember that that's your representation. Everything that I put online is a representation, first of all, of me personally, Carolyn Deshawn, and then people will judge it according to Eve's Feast and now Lotta Holy. So, the eyes of scrutiny are on you. However, it's not about them, it's about me. And I have to ask myself those questions. Is this an image, or am I portraying excellence? Am I portraying confidence? Am I portraying the empowerment that I speak of? And it's not a matter of performance, it's what I pour. I genuinely pour that. So as a leader and as one who hosts such programs, I want to lead by example, right? I want to put excellence in the forefront. So if these young ladies that are in the program look at my social media platform, they're going to say, she's not just, teaching us these things, she's living it. Because what I pour is my life. I pour it into me first before I can pour it out into anyone else. And with today's digital pour, many people think pouring only happens like in face-to-face, but pouring goes through comments, captions, again, photos, videos, reposts, everything, conversation. You may find something funny that somebody else put online, but it's at the expense of someone else. So it may be funny to you, but how does that make that other person feel that you reposted? Every post leaves a footprint to who you are. And every post says something about what's filling us, what's on the inside of us. Remember last week, that oil carrier? Remember, you are the vessel. So what's on the inside of you can be seen in your post, in your social media post platform, so forth and so on. So on Saturday, Ms. Tyson is going to help us explore how excellence shows up through etiquette. And also the rest of this month, after we conclude this series, we will be looking into or sharing with you guys in the regards of Men's Health Awareness Month. So when I was thinking about pouring, God shifted my attention to another group of people that have been pouring for years. And that's our men, our fathers, our husbands, our brothers, our sons, uncles, nephews, so forth and so on. So our friends even, they pour as well. So many men have spent their lives pouring into everyone else, providing, protecting, leading, and even serving. Yet many of them are struggling. We had Chef Chris Hayes yesterday, and I asked the question, and I posed it on social media as well. If men were honest, they would say, and his answer was, that they need more help than they're willing to ask for. So what happens when the vessel is overlooked? or isn't helped? What happens when the strong one gets tired? That one that's busy pouring, serving, protecting, and doing all of those things. What happens at that point? He shared with us sometimes it comes out in the form of frustration and agitation, lack of sleep. And we know that all those things, all those stressors can lead to someone just being like, completely broken down and just tired and almost to a point of wanting to give up. But this month, Eve Speaks podcast is going to focus on mental health awareness. And then we're going to have some honest conversations about it, pouring into their mental health, emotional wellness, physical health. We want people whole. That's including you. We want you whole. We want our men whole. We want our children whole. And so you're going to see the totality of what we do and why we do it. You're going to see the pour from purpose. If you continue to stay tuned in, listening in, subscribe to Eve Speaks podcast, you will see the purpose behind what I do, because it's important for people to feel empowered, because they are seen, because they are heard, because what you do matters. Everything that you're doing, all that, it matters. You just want to know that you're in alignment and just not doing things because you're trying to keep busy. I was there once at a time in my life where I wanted to keep busy because I didn't want to grieve. I wanted to keep busy because I didn't want to be sad. I didn't want to get depressed. So I was just doing the things. But God had to center me and say, no, this is the thing that you should do. All of those other things I told you guys earlier about my prioritizing. What is life supposed to look like for me? What is life supposed to look like for you? What's your purpose? How can you pour from that? Forget the performance, forget the people. How can you pour from that? And narrow your vision, narrow yourself in on that. So we're going to be pouring again this month into our men. We will hear from one who pours into the community, into business owners. I mean, she pours into some of everyone with her consulting services. And then we will lead into our Men's Health Awareness Month. I just want to leave you guys with, God never called you to perform. He called you to pour. Jeremiah 29:11 reminds us of that. For I know the plans, or I know the thoughts that I think towards you. He has hope and a future in your plans. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. So God already knows what he thinks towards you. I need you to go back to the source, because before you can pour into others, you have to remain connected to the source. You have to remain in alignment. And as we continue our vessel journey, because the conversation may end, however, our journeys continue in this life. I pray that we can become people that pour from purpose, and that's from our overflow, versus people that pour from performing, where we're looking for validation, approval, and to please others. If you're performing, again, that gets exhausting and you're weighing and wearing yourself out. But if you're pouring from your purpose, God's going to meet the needs of so many that are around you. And he's going to refill you anytime you pour. So let us be people who pour from purpose rather than pressure, rather than approval, and all of those things. Because the people who pour because they've spent time with God, you can see the evidence and the fruit of their labor. This is Eve Speaks Podcast. I am Carolyn Deshawn, your host. And as a reminder, you are not here to be filled for yourself, but you are here to be filled so that you can pour into others. See you all next week. Entrust your love story to our expertise.
All your nuptial needs in one place.
Book your dream team today. Elevate your style with Unique Finds, where they found your unique piece. For your personal styling needs, contact Unique Finds. Imperial Realty Group, where we have an imperial state of mind regarding your real estate purchase or sale. Don't delay, contact our office today. Our agents are ready to assist you. Eve Speaks invites you to partner. Entrust your love story to our expertise.
All your nuptial needs in one place.
Book your dream team today. Elevate your style with Unique Finds, where they found your unique piece. For your personal styling needs, contact Unique Finds. Imperial Realty Group, where we have an imperial state of mind regarding your real estate purchase or sale. Don't delay, contact our office today. Our agents are ready to assist you. Eve Speaks invites you to partner with us. Let's build something powerful together. Your brand, our platform, real impact.